anybody else's hands, this is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe bomb.
Too much can be done on this mic that I ain't doing ready.
Pipe bombs, pipe bombs, pipe bombs. In anybody else's hands, this is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe bomb.
I represent the underdogs.
Pipe bombs, pipe bombs, pipe bombs.
Well, not entirely sure why I kept this hand. Doesn't seem very keepable. But I do have a Doom Traveler. And I do have... Okay, so I'm drawing some mana. Can't argue. I do have a Moment of Heroism, Act of Heroism, same thing. Same shit, different name. I'm currently playing Mercadian Masks, but that's mostly just to, you know, get the money cards. I'll go back to ISD in a little bit. This is on my new computer. It's pretty cool. I can actually play. It has a touchscreen, which is pretty badass. And like new computers cost like nothing nowadays. It's insane. Oh, crazy thing about this match, like, out of the 4 winners in the 4, yeah, out of the 4 games played, 3 of the decks were green-white, including mine. There was so much green-white in this draft, it's unmitigated, it's unbelievable. But I can obviously tell you right now that this guy is playing a Boneyard Worm, spidery thingy. You know what kind of deck he's playing. It's like if you have a Splinter Fry, Boneyard Worm, that kind of deal. So, if I get 1 Swamp, I think I'll be set for the entire game when it comes to mana. I like to leave 1 Forest untapped if I can, because it makes your opponent think that you may have Ranger's Gal. Sometimes, I mean, it's just like a little poker move. Can't get my, no one can be in my poker face. Okay, so what's going on here? Okay, he's got Geist Caster, Rig, whatever, blah blah blah. I'm gonna play an Unruly Mob, which should keep him at bay for multiple turns, because I don't have many plays at the moment, except for the Smite the Monstrous, which, to be honest, I'd like to avoid putting creatures in his graveyard at the moment, at least until I have, you know, the ability to do something about it. And this way I'll get to grow my Unruly Mob, which isn't a bad thing. So, okay, that's good. Slight issue, only a few cards in the graveyard, so I'll play another creature. I'll be able to block again with the Spirit. Probably could attack him right now if I wanted to, but I didn't for some crazy, insane reason. He's doing things, I'm thinking, actually I'm not thinking, I'm probably watching TV. I am watching, well, Aberpool's just signed like the contract of the century. I think more money than A-Rod got, but A-Rod's a douchebag. So he attacks, my Unruly Mob becomes like a 3/3, I got 2 3/3s on the board, nothing to do with them. Now it's your play, up to, you know, time for him to try something, because I sure as hell don't have a plan. Oh, Tribute to Hunger. See, that right there was a classy move, because he knows I'm going to sacrifice that to make my Unruly Mob larger. That was just a very, very classy move on his part. That's even better. Remember when I said I should have hate drafted claustrophobia? Yeah. Let me just get rid of you now. Get out of my life. Good, you're dead. Never have to hear from you ever again. So he's sitting there looking at his cards, shuffling his cards in his hand, wondering why he's playing. That's odd that he just attacked. Okay, he's doing something. Okay. Rotting fen snake. Is it fen snake or fence snake? Like a snake that sits on a fence, maybe? Okay, so I get a whole total of 3 spider tokens. But against him, they do work. They do damage to the kid. Poor guy. So things are happening. He's thinking, not doing anything. So I figure, hey, why not just get him for some damage, right? Doesn't hurt. What could he do? Play another couple of claustrophobias? Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So, yeah, he doesn't block. He's thinking, I guess. I don't know. If you tell me what people are doing while they're playing, I have no clue. When I'm playing, I'm either playing Call of Duty and like half thinking / clicking. Oh, you got rid of an ambush viper. It sucks. I'm either like half playing, half. Ooh, that's nice. Let's get out this Falconroth Noble, not Marauder. I get them mixed up. Same shit. They're both 2/2s. One's just a little more available. You know, like that girl at prom that, you know, no one likes, but they kind of have to take her anyway. Because, you know, I mean, she's got to go, but it's kind of depressing. It's kind of like a pity date kind of type of deal. Okay, so there's this spider spawning, in which you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nice, large, fat tokens. Now notice the... Is that act of heroism or moment of heroism? I don't know. Caravan Vigil, which is... I could use it on my Unruly Mob and make it a larger tap creature. But no, I'm going to use it on the Falconwrath Noble, make it a little bigger, and 1 Spider-Man token, because those would be much cooler if they were in the, you know, if they were Spider-Man. Now, this is a complete and utter misplay on my part. I completely forgot that the spider tokens have reach when I attacked. So, I'm very glad that I have this moment of heroism. Because it's really a moment of getting my ass out of stupidity. But, you know, he may have thought that I was planning that, and I'm kind of hoping that he does and never watches this video. But, yeah, so I'll be able to kill off 2 creatures. I gain a shit ton of life. He takes damage, which is always nice. You always want your opponent to take damage, you know? You don't want to get to that point in the game where, you know, you finally get that card that you need and you're down to 4 and he's still at 20. So, let's see what he does here. I'm guessing he's going to do stuff. Not sure what that stuff might be, but he's got a lot of mana. He's got a lot of stuff in his graveyard. A lot of stuff that he could actually use without putting it all in his graveyard. To be honest, I think the Abattoir Ghoul would have been more useful than a 1/2 spider token. But, and I bet you right now that he's praying I didn't splash black for Sever the Bloodline. So I'll kill that, and kill that. And yes, I am fully aware that because of that, I now give him 1 extra spider token, but I wasn't taking 5 points of damage. And my Unruly Mob gets larger, which is fantastic, you know, in case I don't have that Prey Upon in my deck, or you know, just need a creature on the board to intimidate him with its size and feats of strength. Okay, so things are happening. He's losing life. I'm gaining life. I'm happy about that. He got dual land in his color. That's always nice. Okay. So, what's going on, buddy? Spiders. Lots and lots of spiders. Creature. Fun. And stuff. Wow, I had no idea how insanely long this video is. So, he's got a lot of spiders. And I could have played my spider spawning and then used Caravan Vigil to give myself larger spiders, but notice this time I don't attack with the Falconroth Noble. That would be stupid. Okay, so he's got a shitload of spiders. What you gonna do with them, boy? What are you going to do with all your spiders and single-digit cards left remaining in your deck? What are you going to do? What is he going to do? Anything? Anything. Anything. Anything? Claustrophobia. Okay, good. Take that out of, take that out of the equation. Don't allow me to attack with that anymore. Wouldn't be the worst problem in the world. So he has 2 claustrophobias. It's never a good sign. 3 claustrophobias. Wow. Overkill? Maybe. He can't kill me this turn, though. And he's just gonna take damage every time. I don't think he has an out, to be honest. But, let's play it out. I'll give him a shot. Because, I mean, I just don't get... If he doesn't have a Boneyard Worm or a Splinter Fright, which I don't see in his graveyard, nor... I mean, he has very few cards in hand. If his entire deck was based around the token strategy, I don't know how he got past the first round of the 4-3-2-2, but whatever. So I have Gavenry Township in my hand, and now I have more spiders, and they're going to become bigger spiders, and he's just going to attack, and I'm going to gain life, and I don't know, if his strategy is just attacking me with 1-2 spiders, it's not a very good one. Because, the creatures that he got rid of would have killed me, while the spiders just kind of annoy me. Okay, so there's Moan of the Unhallowed, Moan of the Unhallowed, or Unhallowed of the Moan, I don't know. Same shit, it doesn't really. Nice, so I get to play my Gavenry Township. And another werewolf. Oh. Now watch. As I kiss some guy. Now we see the ability of the stack. Oh, Ambush Viper. I'm scared. I'm scared, man. It's an Ambush Viper. It ambushed me. Caught me off guard. I won the game. Okay, so his deck is perfect. Ooh, I've drawn some good stuff. His deck is perfect for the one card I told you is one of the best cards that nobody knows about. That. Curse of Oblivion. It forces him, during his upkeep, to exile 2 cards from his graveyard. That means that every upkeep he essentially loses a spider token. I guess that's the best. Okay, so, I need to remove cards from... Okay, add Naturalize. And now I got my Curse of Oblivion in there, which is going to win me this draft. Go team! So I'm going to mess with the mana base, which is something that you never want to do in the middle of a sideboard, because the shuffler isn't made to deal with that kind of thing. It actually screws up more than it does. Regardless, I could take out the 2 1-drops, both the Ranger's Guile and the Caravan Vigil, because I'm playing against a very slow deck. Okay, this isn't the greatest opening hand, it's not the worst. But for this match, we're going to play Spot the Misplay. Oh, and notice I haven't yet got my Elite Inquisitor. That would be nice to get. I mean, just once. God damn it, this guy pulls Dark Thicket Wolves out of his ass like you would not believe. Now, I mean, I love the Dark Thicket Wolf if you're on the play. If you're on the draw, it's not great. But if you're on the play, the fact that you could either start wiping out systematically your opponent's creatures, or, you know, deal 2 points of damage each turn, fantastic. There's Markov Patrician, or Patricia Markov, which would make more sense. I don't really know what a Markov Patrician is. I know what a Patricia Markov would be. I mean, like, that would be like a woman's name, but I don't know what a Markov Patrician is. Oh no, I've been looking for spoilers for Dark Ascension, and apparently she has something to do with Sorin, who's the next Planeswalker. Do you know what I hope? I hope everyone gets their hopes up for like the greatest Planeswalker of all time, and then we just, you know, they release another 6 mana, deal 2 damage, gain 2 life. Target opponent's life total becomes 10. The world cries. Nah, chances are, everyone, I don't know. I guess they come out with books for this kind of stuff. Oh, I'm gonna double Caravan Vigil, which puts me in a sticky situation. It really limits my options here. I mean, not that I had many options to start with, but it limits them. And then, but no, I don't know, in the books and stuff, people are getting excited that in the 3rd set, Nicol Bolas, which personally I remember from Legends as being a very large and annoying creature to play. Like, you collected them, but you didn't actually play them when Legends was out, because there was a land that said destroy target legendary creature. But everyone says Nicol Bolas, who will change his name to his rap name, Lil Bolas, you know? Wiggity wiggity whack, don't go back. You know what I'm saying, son? Word. Yeah. So, God, this video is possibly the longest match of my life. Wow, it's long. So I block with my shiny thing. And, oh, Spidery Grasp. That would explain why he only attacked with the Wolf and the Markov. I guess what I did wrong there was not blocking both, kind of limiting his options. That works. It's a big creature, takes up space. Fuck bitches, get money. That's all I gotta say. But my prediction for the next set is that Sorin is going to be just like Tezzeret. He's going to be very non-game centric. I don't know how to explain this. I have a feeling that Sorin's going to kind of be like Tezzeret was. Like, at the time, he'll seem really good, but then over time, he won't seem as good. Although, if you still have your Tezzerets, building a Tezzeret deck is not the worst thing in the world to do right now. I saw people are not playing Artifact Destruction, and Inkmoth Nexus is still fucking Inkmoth Nexus. Blue-Black Control is pretty popular, and if Tempered Steel can win, then so can Tezzeret, I think, personally. I don't know why he doesn't just, you know, go all out with the attack there. I also don't know why I kept a rebuke open, since there's nothing really worth rebuking. Okay. Moaning the Unhallowed again. So he's building himself up a nice board of creatures I can all kill. I'm not going to argue with that. He can put up all the creatures he wants that I can kill. He can put up all the creatures that he likes. I have no qualms with that. Alright, so I can now use my Naturalize. And I got a 3/3 flyer. Now that is 2 for 1. But, I think Soren's gonna be gold. He's gonna be, like, some weird color combination. And then Nicol Bolas, I think, is gonna be, like, 3 colors, and everyone's gonna bitch about Nicol Bolas. Like, oh, he's 3 colors, you know, and, yeah, I'm just checking out the zombie pictures to see. I like looking at the pictures sometimes. But, you know, kind of like how they bitched about how Karn was 7 mana and no one could possibly ever play him, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, alright, all-out attack, fun. Well, I'm gonna block things. Things will be blocked. I'm just gonna let Markov Patrician kind of live for an extra turn or two. Can't hurt. Although, if this was his ooh, nice. So he milled a creepy doll, which could have wrecked me. The foiled creepy doll, too. Have you ever seen that Allstate commercial where the guy has the gerbils and he teaches them how to, like, row a little tiny boat and, like, they power his computer? Sorry about that. They power his computer? That would be, man. And then, like, at the end, he's like, you know, the hardest thing, though, was teaching them just how to say row. Such a simple word. Row. A, I love that commercial to death. B, I need to now go out and buy a whole bunch of gerbils and see if I can make them, you know, do things. Well, that's good. That's exactly what I needed to draw at this moment. Just when I needed a Black Sun Zenith, I get a forest. They'll never let me top deck, will they? Nah, I'm just kidding. If I'm gonna lose this game, it's gonna be on a misplay, not on a top decking thingy. What you playing, buddy? It's a lot of mana. Oh, Altar's Root. He used also, I guess. Right? Watch out, bud. There's only a few more things you can turn into homunculi. Although, if you've been playing Mercadian Mass, they've released, I think, 2 new homunculuses, which is pretty badass, I think, personally. Because that means, you know, we now have 3 homunculus, and I am close to finally finishing my homunculus deck. They have also released, I think it's Deranged Hermit. It allows me to make squirrels. And I don't think there's been a greater card in the history of time than a card that makes squirrels. Okay, so this is when I start to get a little ballsy. I'm like, hey, I've got the board stabilized, or whatever that means, because how can you know when the board's stabilized? You don't know what he has in his hand. But I have the board quote-unquote stabilized, and I figure, hey, I'll get ballsy and start dealing some damage. 1, 2, 3. You know, because I got a creature out. I got it. I got a little overexcited. Guys catch a rig. Okay, that's bad. That's not good at all. Although I technically have 2 cards in my... With 5 mana untapped, I could essentially deal with deal with it. Although, here's misplay of the year. Why I do this, I don't know. It's not necessary, and it leaves me at a disadvantage. Like I said, with 5 untapped mana, I have the ability to go in there and try and win the game. With 4 untapped mana, I lose the game. So, well, you know, hey, my werewolf flipped. Woohoo! And I'm about to lose this game because I just don't have enough mana untapped. There's one of his 3 claustrophobias, even though he milled 1. I swear, if I if I would have stuck to blue, I probably would have still been screwed because this guy was probably like first picking claustrophobia. And I think he has Exacxes, you know, barring any combo tricks of any sort. Otherwise, it's fine. It's not a big deal. You know, I won the first game, which is always a good thing. Yeah, no, he's dealt 5. Yeah, it's done. Wow, all good stuff is coming up. That's why I hate looking at cards. But this is where my deck is faster than his. I'm on the play now. I've got my mana right. I've got Curse of Oblivion in the deck. Let's see how this goes, right? This should be just peachy. So I open up with a rather subpar hand, to be honest. I know I've seen every card in his deck, minus a few. I have 5 mana, which is enough to play everything in my deck, which is nice. And, well, no 1-drops, but I really don't care too much. 1-drops aren't exciting to me, unless it's a 2/2 zombie. Okay, that puts a crimp in my step. I'm trying to think. If my werewolf can flip, I can just continuously attack him for 3 and then like throw any random creature in front of his typhoid rats. Because I'd really like to save my what's that thing called? The bell whatever. The flashing creature. The Seaver Exart Light. I'd like to save that for when he plays his claustrophobias. Because I know he has them. Hey now, buddy. Think why this goes so unbelievably long. Oh, there's claustrophobia. Fuck. You know, I could have gone like an extra turn or so without having that. It would have been nice. Galvanic Juggernaut makes claustrophobia just shit itself, which I think is fantastic. Nothing's better than making something shit itself. Alright, so he's got no creatures on the board. I got a guy with Intimidate. And I got a Falconwrath Noble I could drop next turn. And he just mulched a Geist Catcher's Rig and a Claustrophobia. Which makes me feel really good about myself. Oh, that sucked. A little nasally this morning. Oh, and he flipped my werewolf. Bastard. Well, let me get the Noble out. Because he has very few ways to deal with flyers. Tribute to Hunger is going to do nothing for him now. Really, he needs to just start milling himself quick. Yeah, I think he was thinking about using Tribute to Hunger there, and then thought against it. Now, using the Village Bell Ringer, I think it's called. I forget. I don't know names. I just go by pictures, man. Instead of I'm gonna save the Village Bell Ringer because it will allow me to get an extra block or two out of my Gastaff Shepherd. So, plus, you know, he does have Tribute to Hunger. I need to remember that. Kindercatch. Wasn't expecting that at all, actually. Alright, Curse of Oblivion. Okay, I'll gladly take 6 damage this turn to start milling your graveyard. Which completely ruins the entire idea of his deck. I'm not going to argue with that. Sorry about that. It's just my nose. It's all stuffy this morning. See, this card beats this style of deck, but does not beat Burning Vengeance, because Burning Vengeance can use its instance during the upkeep phase. And, you know, sometimes has cards that can deal with threats like that. Euphoria by Calvin Klein. Only at Macy's. Abattoir Ghoul. The ghoul that abattoirs. I could do a couple things here, but none of them are very good. So the best play is to not do anything until the end of his turn. When I can play the Village Bell Ringer, untap the Gastaff Shepherd, and okay, so exile cards from your graveyard, boy. Do it. Yes. I love watching the cards just seep out of his graveyard, because he needs creatures for that spider spawning. That's so hot. Like, really. It really is. Yes, Village Bell Ringer, which is good, because that untaps my werewolf and gives me a block for one last shot. And I'm not going to block the Kindercatch. Do you know why? Because I have Moment of Heroism, which will kill off his creature, and the less creatures I have to deal with against him, the better, because luckily that Kindercatch doesn't have Trample. If it had Trample, we'd be in a dilly of a pickle, and I also think it'd be a higher rank. I think it would be an uncommon if it had Trample. Yeah, okay. So I'll sacrifice that. That's cool. I have no problem with gaining life and you losing life. Yeah, I'm going to take a chunk, but I'm also going to gain a bunch, so it kind of all evens out in the end, and I still get one more, so I take out his creature, and I get another block with my werewolf, which will then become useless after this turn anyway. Now he had to use a Caravan Vigil because he needs cards in the graveyard, so that way he doesn't have to exile his creatures. Even though it's just going to get to the point of he's going to run out of options. Oh no, he flipped. Yes, this is beautiful. This card right here screws with him so badly. He'll attack for 3 turns, and I will... he can attack for 3 turns in a row, and I can block 3 times. That's pretty badass. And gain 3 life, and he loses a life every time he attacks with his Kindercatch. Not to mention, he's on a clock thanks to my Falconwrath Noble. And he's exiling cards from his graveyard, which makes it even better. So, I'm going to block. First with him, because with the Claustrophobia on him, it makes him kind of useless. But it does add another card to his graveyards that could have been a misplay, but, you know, as long as I keep the creature count down in his graveyard, I'm not too worried. So he's gonna deal with an issue here. He's got a choice of what to exile. So really, after this turn, he's gonna have nothing left, and spider spawning is rendered useless, and Curse of Oblivion actually does its job, and so does Doom Traveler, who reminds me of a guy storming the beach at Normandy. Kind of just, And one of those people was my grandfather, by the way. But they were pretty much bullet fodder for the Nazis. The Doom Traveler kind of knows that you're sending him in there to get killed. I kind of need a creature. Creature would be good. That works too. Rebuke works. Definitely works here. Because he can't do shit about my 4/5, except for he has one more claustrophobia in the deck. But he has a lot of cards left. And there goes his 2 creatures that he's been trying to save. Or 1 creature. They're all gone. All dead, boy. Spider spawning is now officially useless. Your creatures can't do shit, and now he starts to freak out. Mind freak. Rebuke. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, he knows he's done. That 1 card just ruined his deck. So this shows you that if you just look at the crap in your sideboard, hey, you got a shot, right? Oh, everyone's got a shot.